Chapter 54. Sing, O barren, thou that didst not bear. Break forth into singing, and cry aloud, thou that didst not travail with child. For more are the children of the desolate than the children of the married wife, saith the Lord. Enlarge the place of thy tent, and let them stretch forth the curtains of thine habitations. Spare not, lengthen thy cords, and strengthen thy stakes. For thou shalt break forth on the right hand and on the left, and thy seed shall inherit the Gentiles, and make the desolate cities to be inhabited. Fear not, for thou shalt not be ashamed, neither be thou confounded, for thou shalt not be put to shame. For thou shalt forget the shame of thy youth, and shalt not remember the reproach of thy widowhood any more. For thy Maker is thine husband, the Lord of hosts is his name, and thy Redeemer the Holy One of Israel. The God of the whole earth shall he be called. For the Lord hath called thee as a woman forsaken and grieved in spirit, and a wife of youth, when thou wast refused, saith thy God. For a small moment have I forsaken thee, but with great mercies will I gather thee. In a little wrath I hid my face from thee for a moment, but with everlasting kindness will I have mercy on thee, saith the Lord thy Redeemer. For this is as the waters of Noah unto me. For as I have sworn that the waters of Noah should no more go over the earth, so have I sworn that I would not be wroth with thee, nor rebuke thee. For the mountains shall depart, and the hills be removed, but my kindness shall not depart from thee, neither shall the covenant of my peace be removed, saith the Lord, that hath mercy on thee. O thou afflicted, tossed with tempest, and not comforted, behold, I will lay thy stones with fair colors, and lay thy foundations with sapphires. And I will make thy windows of agates, and thy gates of carbuncles, and all thy borders of pleasant stones. And all thy children shall be taught of the Lord, and great shall be the peace of thy children. In righteousness shalt thou be established. Thou shalt be far from oppression, for thou shalt not fear, and from terror, for it shall not come near thee. Behold, they shall surely gather together, but not by me. Whosoever shall gather together against thee shall fall for thy sake. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth an instrument for this work. And I have created the waster to destroy. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, saith the Lord. Israel here is referred to as a barren wife, and being barren for a woman in ancient Israel was about the worst thing that could happen to you, short of dying and not being buried. And Isaiah uses this language because it was either Israel seemed incapable or unwilling to actually have children, spiritual, to make a spiritual offering of herself as a bride, and also to have spiritual offspring. It seemed as though all of the children, every generation was more wicked than the one before. And in the last days, however, when she is gathered again, she will have more children. It says children of desolate than she had when she was a wife anciently, and that is, there will be lots and lots of people coming back that Israel doesn't even think about or know. It says lengthening the cords and moving thy stakes. If you're going to make a tent bigger, you have to lengthen the cords and move the stakes so you can add on more room, and that's what that is. As a gathered wife, Israel will forget her shame of not having had spiritual children. I don't mean having raised up a spiritual generation. That's the context here. She would have children. Israel had children, lots of children, but she couldn't bring forth and train them to be righteous, follow the covenants, keep the ordinances of the Heavenly Father. It was like every generation was idol worshippers and sinners and all the rest of this, and that's why they were eventually scattered. But eventually, when as a gathered wife, she will forget her shame and also her cast-off status, which was self-imposed, and rejoice in her newfound condition as a mother in Israel to a large number of righteous children who will be taught of the Lord and will live righteously. And since that marriage to the Lord is an eternal thing, the time period during which she was cast off, it seemed, will be very, very small by comparison. It talks about the waters of Noah, and it doesn't really have anything to do with water. Basically, this is something Heavenly Father is Isaiah is using as a comparison here. As he promised Noah that there would never be another flood, in the same spirit that he promised that there would never be a flood, he will remember to keep the promise. That she will never be cast off, that she will be forever his, that he will forever remember her, and he will forever look after her. And he just basically, it's a way of saying that the promise will be kept. Don't have to worry about that. The gems in verses 11 and 12 are symbolic of the material and spiritual blessings that the gathered Israel will enjoy. The children will be taught of the Lord, and there will be great peace, as well as material blessings and blessings of weather and all kinds of food and everything will just be as perfect as it can possibly be. And in verse 17, it says basically there will be peace, that no weapon that is formed against Israel will prosper. Nothing. So Israel will be protected, and if there's a problem, the Lord will look after the problem.